Hey everybody, it's Sunday, April 2nd, 2023. First morning back here at the farm after being gone for almost 10 days down in Central Florida and South Florida. So decided to check on the Beaver pond or dam. The cameras quit working while we were gone, but we think the batteries are dead. So Emily's checking on those. One of the cameras was here. The other camera was back there looking at the dam and the lodge. But that one, due to the amount of rain we had, I guess the bank washed out. The post that was over there fell into the water, therefore the camera fell. So it got wet. So Emily's taking care of that. The mosquitoes are super thick here. So if you think something like a pterodactyl flies in front of the camera, it's just a mosquito. But you can see this road is really wet. We're coming back here and it's so thick and overgrown. You can barely see our little footpath that was here. So I got the bright idea to try to bush hog a path. And I knew this got really wet. You can see just how wet this gets. So I decided to try to bush hog a path and take a little bit of a higher ground. Well, the tractor's stuck. So I'm waiting on Wes to come here with his tractor. We could have brought the Jeep back here or the truck, maybe. The Jeep's got better tires. But as wet as it is, I called Wes, so here we are 10 o'clock in the morning. And we are about to about tripped. Hilarious. We're about to pull the tractor out of the ditch. And I just couldn't see it because running the bush hog, going backwards, you just kind of cut down and chop down the little trees and make a little path back there. But yeah, the one tire found the hole. That entire, well, not entire wheel, but it sunk pretty good. So we'll get it pulled out. All right, so while I'm waiting on Wes to show up, so you guys have an idea where things are at. The tractor's stuck back over here. But all this winds around here. This is where we have the trail cam that normally watches that area when I have to open that up. And I have not been opening this thing up for probably 3 or 4 weeks. One, I've just realized it's kind of a lost cause. But two, you can see how it's real thin here and real thin here. But there it just got thicker and thicker and thicker. So I knew that was a lost cause because he's just gonna keep building it thicker and thicker and thicker. Say that 20 times fast. So I'm gonna leave that one there because eventually if I have to open it up, I'm going to open it up there. But I think right here it's already leaking because the amount of water. They've got this great big log here that I'm standing on, or tree trunk. But I just moved this post and put it here. This post is the one that fell over. It was right there on the edge of the creek. So my guess is when we had this last rain, it breached the dam and washed out that side of the creek, which caused it to fall. So kind of to protect it, I put it over here. Now I am going to open that up, but you can see there's the tree with a log here that will kind of protect it and see what happens. But I'm letting that set up. I'll eventually open this up to let this start to drain a little bit. But what I'm also about to do, I had another post up in the boneyard. And over here you can see again that that's his original dam. You can see there was a trail cam post there, and it's still there because when he built this dam again, that was his original beaver pond, or at least that's what we think. And we have not been able to get that post out of there because it's, I don't know, like 3 feet deep of water. So either way, it's there. Again, his lodge is back here. The dam now curves all the way around here, and then now it goes all the way back in there, which if you guys saw us ride up there on the canoe, there's another dam way up there as well. So I don't know, it's pretty crazy. But what I'm gonna do, this extra post that I have, I'm gonna go put it over there, because his entrance, if that is his lodge, is right there. And I just want to try and get confirmation that's where he's living, get a little more idea of what we're dealing with. Because who knows, again, this is just an assumption that's where he lives, because that was the first dam. So we'll see. But time to go dig a small hole, put a post in the ground. Let's see how this goes. Tractor. So here we are, it's about 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock, I don't even know. But got that opened up. You got the camera right there. Obviously gonna be able to film him patching the hole, which you'll probably have done in a couple hours. But then we got Emily over there who's trying to make her way through what is now flooded due to opening up the creek. So we'll see what he does. But he's a busy little guy. All right, so good news is obviously got the tractor out of there. Thank you, Wes, for coming and rescuing me. Wasn't too bad. He pulled me out pretty quick and easy. Again, this is that trail that we had cut, but here's the trail that now we can do to get back here. Had to move it. This is still real wet, but had to cut down a couple little tiny trees. They're like sweet gums and stuff like that. But that's now the trail getting back there. That's where I tried to go. That hole there is where the tractor sank and got stuck. So versus trying to finish going through there, which it worked out. Our property line is right here, so I would have really been encroaching on the neighbor's property. Not that Jim cares, but or he says he doesn't care. But either way, stay on our property. This basically cuts a line exactly where our property line is, and then we can go back there to Beaver Dam. So that'll make life a lot easier as far as getting back there. But now we got a little trail, and with the mosquitoes getting bad, the ticks are really bad out here. So keeping that stuff where you're not brushing up against it, hopefully we won't get many ticks on us. This is one of those dirt piles that I've been working on for a while. You can see grass is already growing back. I gotta let it dry out, but it obviously gets real wet back here. It's wetlands. But eventually smooth this out a little bit more when it dries out. Other than that, Emily's up there with the tractor, running the bush hog, just knocking some stuff down. And then for reference, you can see where the barn is way up there. Somebody asked me the other day why we built the barn so close to our property line. Again, this is all wetlands back here, so pretty much all this is a wetland area, so we can't build back here. That's a downside with having 32 acres, is it's a lot of it's wetlands, but we don't care. We're not going to build on it anyways. But because the pond or the lake is there, we put the barn over there, so when we're working on the barn, we can have a beautiful view of the lake. And then again, where the house is going is still way back here on the other side of this little patch of trees. So, I don't know, hindsight's always 20/20, but once we get some stuff to grow up behind the barn, you won't be able to see the neighbors. Still be able to hear them, but it's all right. But anyways, there we are. We got a path down to the beaver pond, finally. So I'm over here continuing on the loft project for the small garage, along with dealing with the beaver dam. What we're doing is I've got the horizontal pieces cut. So what I'm gonna do is bring one in, set it there, make sure it's all square, bolt it together, then slide it out of the way, We've got these brackets that you can get at Lowe's that we've used everywhere else. So once I've got that in there, then what I've got to do is figure out where this bracket goes. You got to drill an anchor into the concrete, put the bracket there. Do the same thing over there with that bracket. And then once those brackets are mounted to the concrete, I'm basically just gonna lift this up and then support it so it doesn't fall, or just bolt it in place. It shouldn't go anywhere. But then I've got to turn around and do this side. So I'm gonna move that out of the way, but again, build a little bracket or the stand there, bolt those down, lift it up, and then I'll have Wes come over and help me lift up the beams that I have glued and screwed together that are next door in the large garage. So keep you posted. Got one of the H's or the uprights done, so they are lag screwed in there through on each end. I've got these 6x6 post supports. They are in there. These are just little covers, so you can lift that up. You can see that there's the wedge anchor, the washer that comes with the plate, and then the nut washer that comes with the wedge anchor. So next up is to get Emily out here. She's we spray foam that, so she's using up the can of spray foam, but next we got to just stand this up and bolt it into the floor supports. So that's what's up. Getting close. We already got this one up, and we got it bolted in place. We've already moved stuff in the way because Emily's squaring this one up and getting ready to lag screw that in there. Yay, she loves being on camera. But again, you guys remember I did this kind of like time capsule thing. Just the web address again for the YouTube channel and the name of the YouTube channel. So I don't know, like I said, most importantly, it's a video diary for us and family members, but all the other people that are watching. Now that's over. So all the people that are watching, that's pretty cool to share this with other people. So make sure you comment, like it, whatever. So now with both of these up and bolted into place, got ladders over there. It's 187 inches across. So now what I'm gonna do is come over here and the boards that I screwed and glued together, we're gonna cut those 187 inches. Now you gotta see if Wes will come over and help me lift these up, or maybe Emily ate her Wheaties today and she can help me lift them, but it's the next step. Fast forward about an hour, probably an hour and a half. Getting that board up there wasn't really that hard. What the hard part was is trying to get behind it to put the nut on the back of the carriage bolt. So that was the tricky part. Probably wouldn't have done it this way again, but I wanted this board on the back of that, so there's no way to screw that in, so you gotta pick your battle. But Emily's tightening up the last carriage bolt, and I'm about to cut the beam here. We'll get that beam up, and then all I gotta do is start running the joists back and forth. So we're almost there, out here at Deer Run Farm building the loft.